everyone, thanks for watching my last video. So as promised, here's my inspired look by Cheryl in the Smokey eye. So I hope you pick up lots of tips and I hope you enjoy this video. Right, so first off with this heavier smoky eye, what we're going to be doing is using the eye primer. So this is a really nice waxy sort of consistency, and this will help all the different colours we're using today stay on and last so much longer. So what you want to do is you want to just dab your brush into it a little bit and just cover the whole eye and up to your brow bone with it. As you can see, I'm going across my lid and up to my brow bone with a brush with this product. It works really well either using your fingers or a brush. Either way you get a great result. As it touches the skin, it's a very smooth consistency, so it's great to put on before a heavy eye makeup because it gives your eyeshadows a good base to sit on. For the second colour we're going to be using, we've got our eyeshadow here. So the first colour is going to be called Thunder, and it's a matte colour, a little bit bluey also, and we're going to cover the whole lid in that. So I'm using this colour halfway across the lid because I want to leave the first section of the eye a little bit lighter than the rest of it. I'm using the colour very lightly across the lid because I don't want it to come out too dark, as this is just our base colour. Make sure you're using this colour very lightly across the lid. You want to make sure you blend any harsh edges out. My best tip is to use the edge of your brush to really make smooth edges. Look back and forth and just make sure the colour's even across both lids. Okay, for the second colour, what we're going to be doing is using Manhattan Mist. Now this is a slightly darker blue, and we're going to be using it from the middle lid and outwards. Don't be afraid of going a little bit heavier with this one because it's meant to show that it's darker. Focus on the outside of the lid mainly, and make sure you're still leaving the front of the lid lighter than the rest of it. Work this colour outwards towards the end of the eyebrow, really creating that cat eye shape. Don't worry at first if it's all looking a bit heavy and a bit much, because all of that will work so nicely together. This colour is really important to get your shape in for the smoky eye. Just make sure that you're using the brush back and forth, having a look and seeing if it's even. The main thing is getting the shape and worry about the blending afterwards. So for the next colour we're going to be using Onyx Matte. So this is a really close to black but not quite, so it's going to give a really nice warm bluey black tone to it. So as you can see, I'm using it on the outer edge of my lid. What you want to be doing with this darker colour is really enhancing your natural crease line in the socket of your eye. You want to be having the illusion that it's deeper than it really is. So with this colour, make sure you work out towards the end of the eyebrow, really creating that darker cat eye shape. The best blending technique for smoky eyes to do the semicircle trick. So with your fluff brush, you want to be going in a semicircle and the end of the eye, back and forth, just to create that really great shape. So now I'm using a crease brush. This is my favourite crease brush, especially for a smoky eye. You want to be using that just on the edge of your smoky eye, just to blend out any harsh edges, and always work up towards the eyebrow. It's the best way to get a natural look. So the next colour I'm using is Licorice Haze. This is one of our most popular colours in the eyeshadow range. It's got a lot of sparkle in there, so it really gives that nice evening look, a good finishing touch. So I'm using our shadow blender, which is a great brush to use with shadows that have a glitter or a shimmer in. I'm patting it across the lid because that way it's going to give a heavier coverage. Remember to keep the inner section of the eye lighter also. Now I go in with the crease blender. This brush is so good for blending out edges, as you can well see. So I'm just perfecting my smoky eye shape now and making sure all edges are nice and smooth. So what I'm doing now is going underneath the eyes, just on the lower lash line with our angular shader. This is a perfect brush for going underneath the eye because it fits so nicely. The colour that we're using is Manhattan Mist. And then underneath I go in with the shadow blender just to smudge it and really make it a smoky eye underneath as well as on top. I do that on the other side of the eye as well, just making sure we're keeping both sides really even, and make sure you continue it up until the top part of the smoky eye as well, just so everything's slowly but surely coming together and really soften any edges that are too harsh. So set 7 Champagne Twinkle is the colour we're going to be using with our crease blender. So what we're doing is we're tying in the gap between our brow and the eyeshadow just with this beautiful shimmery colour. It's not got lots of sparkling, but it's got a really beautiful shimmer, so it catches the light in the evening or the day. It's a lovely champagne colour, so it's really going to tie in our harsh dark eye makeup with this really light smokiness on top. What I'm doing now with the angular shader is I'm going in with the colour Onyx again. This is our really dark, near to black, but got a little blue hint in it. We're going to be using that on the tear duct of the eye. So as you can see, I'm gently pulling down my lower lash line just so that you can see the tear duct, and I'm dabbing in there the colour. This is really going to make a difference to your smoky eye. As you can see, it makes my eye stand out even more and just helps complete this really sexy eye. So don't be afraid of the eyeshadow in the tear duct, it won't harm it whatsoever. These products are so gentle on the skin, on the eyes, everywhere. So it's such a nice product to be working with. Make sure that you use it on the upper lid as well, just in the very corner. This angular shader is perfect to get in the small edges that maybe our bigger, fluffier brushes couldn't reach. Make sure you're dabbing it across the upper lash line as well, because it's going to make your eyelashes look that little bit thicker, but also tie in that lovely cat eye effect. Have a look at your eyes back and forth, just making sure that you're really evening out the eye colour and that you haven't missed anywhere. So as you can see, my final look is almost complete. We've got 2 steps left, lashes and brows. I'm going to be doing my brows now because I feel like it evens out the smoky eye, and I like to save the best till last, which is the lashes. It really makes the difference, and you'll see in a minute. What I'm going to be doing now is brushing through the brows, just to make sure that all the hairs are going in the same direction. I can get them nice and neat. So I'm using our angular brow line brush. This is really going to work well with the brow wax. I'm starting from the top of the brow just to get the shape and follow all the way down. Make sure the edge of your eye makeup hits the end of your brow as well, because you don't want to have too short a brow and too longer eyeshadow. You want to make sure that they match nicely. So with this heavier eye, it's always good to go for a very precise, darker brow because it's a very strong eye look, so you want to make sure that your brows match it. If you've put too much product on your brows, you can always go back over by brushing it through. That way it can take away a little bit more of the product. So before I put our skyscraper mascara on, I'm going to curl my eyelashes with the eyelash curlers. So my little tip, as I said in our previous video, was when you're putting on mascara, make sure you wiggle it at the root of the lashes and pull up. That way you're separating the lashes and really making them look fuller and just that little bit longer, and it will help get rid of any clumps at all as well. So I'm going to repeat that on the other eye and then go underneath the eyes, just on the lower lashes, just to make them really full. And wait till your mascara's dried and then go over if you want a thicker layer on top. That way you're going to avoid any clumps and have beautiful long lashes. So for the finishing touches, I like to add lashes to my smoky eye because I feel like it really gives it a nice wow factor and that finishing touch. Lashes are completely optional. It's up to you if you just want to use mascara. It's still going to be a beautiful smoky eye. The reason I like to use lashes is because I feel like my lashes are a little bit shorter, so it's always good for me if I just use them on the very ends because it still gives that natural look, but yet it enhances them to where I wish they could be too. Okay, so as you can see, my final look is almost complete. So one little tip I would say is if you want to make your eyes look slightly bigger and wider and really make the white in them stand out, you can highlight in the very corner of your eye and it really makes a big difference. So I'm going to be using the cream to powder eyeshadow in colour Lace. So this colour is one of my favourites because of the texture. It's so creamy and it glides right across the skin, whether you're highlighting with it or using it as a main eyeshadow base. It's amazing to highlight the inner corners of the eye and even the brow bone with. It's one of my top tips for making those eyes stand out just that little bit more. I'm just using it on the very corners of the eye inside, and it's going to make the white stand out even more and give that really wide effect to the eyes. It also, in pictures, when the flash goes off, it's going to make your eyes stand out even more because it's got a reflecting purpose in it. That's what really makes you stand out. So this is an optional one. You can stop there and leave it as that beautiful dark smoky eye, or if you want to lighten it up a little bit, give this a try and see if you like it. So here it is, my final look, my Cheryl Cole inspired smoky eye makeup. So what I didn't show you in this video was how to get a flawless complexion and contoured skin. So keep your eyes out for our next video. We're doing contouring. So as you further contour your skin, you can start to see that your face starts to look a bit strange. And that's a good thing because it means that at the end of the day, your contouring is going to be flawless. So right now, I've got lots of different shapes on the face. So that's going to give me the direction of where to blend in a minute. So the stranger you look, the better the outcome.